Okay. Um, we're going to talk about economics. Sorry, one of my cats. Um, Try not using gold anymore. I think one of the things that really ruined a lot of games for me was as a game master was just handing out far too much gold. Um, I don't know what. Maybe it's just the idea of Dead Man's Chest just filled with gold and riches and even that movie Desolation of Smaug, where there was just tons and tons of gold pieces, um, and this idea that you could just swim in it, and you'd be rich forever, millions of gold pieces. I know so many people that play in games where there's characters that somehow, and I have no idea how, except with multiple and backup bags of holding, haversacks, and portable holes, how they're able to. How do you hand over 1.5 million gold pieces? Um, so here's some advice for you game masters out there where gold is just ruining your games. One is make gold worthless, and I don't mean the whole world. I'm saying that in a medieval world or type world, sometimes things are far more important than gold. Um, People hold things dearly. If there's a village getting ravaged by, you always have the village and getting ravaged by orcs and goblinoids, being ravaged by trolls or hill giants living in the area, or a dragon swoops down. And you know what? Just rebuild my house, dude. Your gold means nothing to me. We need food and shelter. We need protection from the warlord that wants to take over our land and take all of our food and tax our people to death. We need um, we need our sons and daughters not to be taken away and forced into um, internment camps or used as slave labor. Gold also draws too much attention. When you hear about the Las Vegas is built on people called whales. These people have so much money, they just drop cash and don't even notice it. And when you start flashing cash, it the word will spread. You're going to get con men, pickpockets, um, all kinds of people who have great ideas that want to use your wealth and take from you. Think about all these sports players out there that lose all their cash after like 2 or 3 years, and you're going, well, how did that happen? Well, you start buying all the drinks in the tavern and paying for everything, and hey, here's 1 gold piece for the meal. Here's 50 for a tip. People will see that and they will notice it and they will come a running, and eventually you will get the notice of the highest power in the land because they want to know who is this person um, disrupting my land. Now we're not going to get. I'm not going to get into the whole economic thing of ruining the economy, but hey, people are opportunistic. If if I sell a sword and it's 1,000 gold pieces, and I know this guy is filthy rich, that 1,000 gold piece sword is going to go up to 50,000 because he can afford it. Yeah, I'm gonna milk out the most from these people. Um, it's the difference of why there's dollar stores and then these high end stores, Lord and Taylor, Nordstrom's. They exist because there are people who want a higher quality item and they're going to pay more money for it, and they know there are people out there that will not shop below a certain limit. It's just pure economics and entrepreneurship. And the other thing about gold, and this is the more common sense one, is how do you carry that much gold around? They, these people don't have cash registers, and some people don't even they don't even can't even count. They just kind of like hold a couple of pieces of copper in a hand and throw it on the table. You have to understand. Just imagine if a gold piece was the size of a silver dollar or even a quarter. Most people can't even. It's uncomfortable walking around with $10 worth of quarters in your pocket. You can imagine walking around with 100 gold pieces. 100. Okay, I mean, if they're the size of a penny, you could carry 100 pennies in your pocket, but even most people won't even do that. Okay, it's a medieval world. You have a pouch, you're carrying around big sacks of things, sure. But can you sneak around with 150, 250 gold pieces in your pocket without it jingling and jangling? And it just doesn't make any sense. Just having gold in the millions. I mean, are you going to sit there and really count out all this stuff? The first day it's funny and it's cool and you get to swim in it and have all the fun. After that it's just boring. So make other things more valuable. Just make things in life. People have far more important things to do than to draw attention to themselves from some warlord that wants to tax the hell out of them. And when they find out this village that can barely scrape together 10 copper pieces amongst themselves now is flooded with 860 gold pieces because you just decided to come in and just buy up the whole village, they could get wiped out. Bandits and raiders in the area are going to say, wow, man, they've got cash and they're easy. We'll just go in and kill them after the heroes leave. It's Anyway, just get rid of the gold. Stop handing out so much of it. It doesn't even make sense that there's a place that can mint and mine for that much gold, refine it, and then use it to make coins. Last thing is, and this is a very advanced but a little detail. Where did the gold come from? Most of the time we think of gold being stamped with like one side's got like the king's head or a warlord's head and the other side's got a stamp of something, similar to our own coinage. And although it wouldn't be identical to that, some people may not take your money simply because it's blood money. I'm not gonna take gold that was taken from this evil land, or maybe you have gold that's taken from an old or ancient temple, and they say, well, that gold is cursed. Every piece of that gold has the blood of innocence on it. I mean, literally in the gold. Maybe the gold comes from a benevolent country, and you're trying to hide and sneak, and you're walking around in an evil country, and they go, well, we know you're agents of this benevolent country. You're a paladin flashing around paladin gold, Templar gold. Simply because one gold piece is equal to one gold piece does not necessarily mean that it comes from the same area. I know that's a lot more bookkeeping for the characters, but it can add an extra element to, wait a minute, that gold comes from a land that's 1,000 miles away from here. How did you get it? Where are you from? You look like strangers and now you're flashing out gold like a stranger? It's crazy. So my thing is control the gold output, and if you need to destroy the value, make it interesting. Give the characters another method of survival, and find out that gold doesn't buy everything. But sometimes making friends, bartering, giving people what they want, protecting their families, rebuilding their homes, doing a favor. Hey, there's a bully and he's beating up my kid. If you can stop the bully, I'll put you up for the evening. That seems a little bit interesting. I've already got an interesting idea about that right now. So the idea is that some things are not as valuable as gold to people's lives in a medieval world. Cures for diseases, breaking curses, all lead to adventures. But just trading gold doesn't really lead to much of anything, except hoarding and this strange sense of like being the richest guy in the world. And you got to admit, by the time you start heading into the millions of gold pieces, if you're still adventuring, you're a little bit of a bizarre kind of individual. Well, like, why haven't you retired yet? You're already a millionaire. Anyway, try to create, not destroy. And even though I know this video is about destroying wealth, you want to create other adventure ideas and not have gold ruin your games. So, DBJ, out.